Today, we're talking about swords. And I almost just stabbed my ceiling fan. Yeah, we're putting this down now. Okay, so now we got the intro out of the way and me almost stabbing my ceiling fan. I want to talk about this. So this is the Vulcan Gear Medieval Middle Ages Sword and Scabbard combo. You can choose your own style. There's 4 different ones, including this one. There's a link in the description below, and I'm going to be referring to this one as King Arthur, because that's the one I chose. Now, I do know this one is based off of the 1981 Excalibur film, which had less detailing and was a different color, but the one that I chose was labeled King Arthur because of copyright reasons. You can't call this Excalibur, because if it looks too close like the original, they can file for copyright. So this one would be called King Arthur because there is another sword on that page called the Excalibur Knight. You guys can check that out in the description. It'll be there. It should be right underneath my Instagram thing too. So yeah, I urge you to check that out too, because there's some pictures I post while the time before these are uploaded. There's some stuff that I post on Instagram to show you guys stuff. So yeah, the Vulcan Gear choice that I chose was the King Arthur one. Now this one was $42.99 with free shipping. I'm really happy about that. It is all stainless steel. It is not a combat sword. No. So on a regular sword, when you're forging it or when you cut it out, the tang is normally a piece of the blade from the original blade that is stretched out or cut out, and it stops about right here. This tang, the blade stops here right before the handle guard ends and has a small piece of steel, like maybe the width of a pencil, tack welded to the inside of it, and it's not the safest. It's not meant for combat. If you probably swung with this thing, not only would you probably shatter the blade, you might break the joint and the blade might come flying out, which we don't want anybody to die today, do we? No. At least I don't. So the original time I covered the sword, I opened it in my Black Knight costume video, which is 40 minutes long, and I doubt anyone opened or watched. It's okay. I couldn't sit through the 40 minutes of me talking either. I realize how boring my voice is sometimes. I still have the box. The only thing I did was I cut open this flap right here, and that does account for this part right here coming up. Otherwise, that hole was already there. Same thing with this side too, and there was chips and cracks and dents all over in this cardboard, and it was squished. This is the original condition of the box. It was squished and bent, and when I saw it on the front porch, I was freaking out because I thought the sword was broken. And in the original video, I opened it right here and I pulled the sword out. Well, I pulled the scabbard out first, and then put the sheath back on, or I sheathed the sword and then pulled it out. So yeah. I will leave that in the description as well if you guys want to check that video out. There will be a timestamp that I'll put right next to it, so you guys know what time it's supposed to be at. It's like a half an hour in, something. Or, no, it's like 20 minutes in, something like that. But yeah, now we can actually go to describing the sword. Yay! So we're going to start with the pommel. It has the original kind of design that Excalibur did in the 1981 film. And if before anything else, I have yellow lighting right here, so if it looks gold in this lighting, it's not. It's more of a gray steel color all around. It's not yellow, although I wish it was brass. That would be really nice, which doesn't take much. I just heat it up and have a brass wheel, and done. Pretty much it. I don't want to damage it though, so I'm not gonna. Has the same cut as the 1981 Excalibur. It has a similar grip to the 1981 Excalibur, but has 2 different types of steel wire. Now before we continue, this handle is actually bent, and there, you can actually see it. It slightly goes to the left, and I'm trying to keep this as straight as possible. Slightly goes to the left, and I don't know if this was done during production. I know the pommel was done during production because the cable wire leads underneath this, and someone twisted it on and couldn't get it all straight. So the handle guard's straight, the pommel isn't. You can see it slightly turns down this way. It does kind of this angle. So yeah, I know that was done during production. I don't know if this was done during production though. That could have been done during packaging. The handle guard, cross guard, or hilt, or no, this is the hilt. The handle guard, cross guard, whatever. There's numerous names for this thing. I'm just going to call it the cross guard for now. The cross guard has two dragons facing a circle that's supposed to be what I'm assuming the one on the scabbard, which we'll talk about later. It has stippling, and the best thing about the sword, it has the engraving on both sides. That's one thing I was really hoping for, because the reference photos all show just the engraving. And I was worried, because some replica swords only have one side engraved, and the other is just straight milled out metal. I'm really happy that it's engraved on both sides, and it even has stippling. So I'm assuming that means that this was cast, which seems like a good guess. Otherwise someone hand jumbled it, and if that was the case they would have hand jumbled out that center one better. But for 42 bucks, it's looking good so far. The scabbard, it has a better insignia than the original sword does. I don't know how well this will show up on camera. Okay, close enough. You guys can see there's 8 tiny crosses in a circle. I'm guessing this signifies the round table because it has a very small dragon in there. You can look very closely. You can see on this side, you can see the points of the wings, and on this side you can see the head and the arm. Very, very small dragon. And it's pretty much the same thing on the tailpiece of the scabbard. Yep. That's it. It's on both sides too. It's really nice. I don't know what the black part of the scabbard is made out of. I'm assuming metal, because it's really cold to the touch like the other parts of this scabbard. Otherwise, aside from the bending of the handle, oh, and there's a small piece of gold paint right here. Yeah, small piece of gold paint. Otherwise, it's okay. I love how it turned out. So far, we haven't gotten to the blade yet. And we're looking good. Once again, it's not combat ready, so it's not sharpened. See? Not sharpened, although the point is sharpened. Just a little bit. Just enough that I can stab through this cardboard. As weak as it is. So yeah, stainless steel, I believe either 3mm thick or 0.3mm thick. It's in the description below. They have estimated measurements of all of the swords in the description of those of the actual Amazon page. So I urge you to check that out. There is no legal garbage at all on this blade except one little itty bitty piece that's labeled stainless china right there. Just really small stainless china, and far away you can't tell. Just a shiny blade. Now it does have a bevel on both sides, which is even better. Yay! You can see the bevel on camera. There we go. It has a nice little soothing bevel down here, and it stops about 2.5 inches from the handle guard, which I really like this sword. It's good for $42. I would give it 5 stars if it wasn't bent a little bit on the handle guard, or the handle and pommel. So once again, thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe today. The description for not only the unboxing portion of my Black Knight video, it'll be in the link will be in the description, and then the link to this will also be in the description. Now the thing also comes with 3 other variations of swords, including the Crusader sword, which looks like Andoril of the West, but once again, copyright, they can't call it that. They have an Excalibur Knight sword, King Arthur sword, and a Templar Knight sword. So I urge you to check it out. Otherwise, that's it. Have a good one.